Hi, I'm Jason Matthews with Matthews Painting Company in Warsaw, Indiana. We continue our tutorial videos that we show each new employee on how to become a professional painter. Today we're just going to discuss the basic method of what we do at the end of the day to wrap up our roller covers and seal our pans for the evening. So we typically use these 18-inch ones. We end up trying to get a little bit of paint on there so that it's not going into the plastic dry. We'll then put it over a piece of painter's plastic that I actually already have set out here. We pop it out of the roller cover. Now many people keep them in these frames and wrap them up. What that does is it gets the frame so dirty, like this one, that these get really stiff going in and out. It also allows a little bit more air in there. It's a lot better to take the cover off. It really doesn't take that long, as you can tell. I do like to go ahead and do a real tight roll like this and kind of tuck it in there so there's no air in there. Once you have that, I just turn over the ends tight, give it a couple turns, maybe turn this over again, and then I will go ahead and just label the plastic. Some folks like to wrap these in tape. Again, it takes a long time to try to rip your tape off. I would just like to write on there with a Sharpie, this is for the siding, or this is for the walls or the ceilings. This was actually for our walls in here. So that's how we wrap a roller cover for the next day. What we do on our roller pans, and this is a good idea to do with a pan that's not going to be used for, let's just say, 30 minutes or more. But typically on these ribs right here, those are going to dry out over an hour or two time period. And when you go and roll in there, you're going to get chunk, and that's going to end up in your wall. So what I always like to do, and this is even throughout the day, is I like to just simply tilt my pan backwards. And I like to go ahead and get the paint up and over those ribs, like we're showing here. So basically what we're doing is we're just putting a very heavy layer of paint over the ribs on either your pan or a liner. This is basically a liner inside an 18-inch shallow pan. Looks a lot like this. That way we can have clean liners. Now, if it's just for the day or over lunch, these have tabs here. We discussed this on a previous video. That will actually fit over the top of this lid and snap in, so it actually holds it in place a little bit. If we're leaving for a weekend or even overnight, what we will do is we'll take some painter's plastic. We will actually spread it over the top here. I actually have some right here I can grab, so I can actually show you. If we're leaving overnight, and you want a little bit better seal there, you can get some painter's plastic and just go over the top like this and tuck it under the pan on each side. That's another way you can actually seal your pan up for the evening. If we're actually going an entire weekend, that's too much air in the pan right now. So if we're going over a weekend, what we will do is we will literally push it down like this into the paint. I don't know if you can see that on the movie there, on the video. But what's that done? That's taken all the air out of the pan. So now we have no air. Now this is a lot messier. I would not do this every single evening per se or throughout the day. But this actually seals it just a little bit better than covering the top. That's basically how you cover a roller cover and a pan at the end of your day or before a weekend.